Honorable Ma'am, now we'll take the questions from the young leaders of Nepal.
South Asian countries as well as Nepal see a lot of women violence going on. What initiative can the youth of Nepal take to end it?
I think it's a very important and very serious question, because we know that violence against women is one of the big issue now in the modern world. No, it's not only here in South Asia, it's true all over the world. And the world and the United Nations is trying to do anything in order to eliminate. I can tell you about Israel. We enacted many laws against it. First, husband that has any kind of violence in the family against women, you take them out of the house. We have shelters for women, beaten women. There is a lot of being done to eliminate also violence, also sexual violence against women. And whatever I said here about Israel, it's true. Also, it should be true also all over. Now, I attend a conference, the United Nations conference, which the issue was violence against women and violence in the family. I think that the more you talk about it, the more than any kind of law which will be enacted against it, any punishment against men that violate women's rights, and the most important thing is the right of women to object and to resist. Women should know from the very beginning that they don't belong to anyone, and they have their own rights to live their life in an honorable way, without being beaten, without being raped, without all kind of violence against women, which is a wide field. How you consider violence. So that's one of the most important thing is educating young girls, even at school, to know what is their rights, and to know when there is violence, any kind of violence, not only physical violence, to know, to talk about that, to tell when they are young, to tell the parents, or when they are older, to go to the police, to talk about that, to know that they should stand on their rights and do everything against that.
I'd like to know how you visualize the role of the United Nations in addressing women health issues as a member of 4 delegations to the United Nations on Women's Health.
One of them was the Assembly about violence against women and the role of the United Nations to protect women, not in Europe or in developed countries, but in Africa, some countries in South Asia. And that was one of the assembly. The other 2 also consider women's health, sexual transmitted disease, which is very important issue concerning women's health all over the world. And again, the United Nations is doing mostly and mainly work among developing countries. It's easier for those countries to be part of the mission or part of the issue that the United Nations is sending mission to those countries. And we come usually with our experience sometimes to take part in this mission, or to think how we can implement issues which are related to women's health in the developing countries. And that's, the United Nations is the field, or is the right place where we can discuss so many countries together.
What raised your interest in military services while coming from a completely different background?
I'll tell you, in Israel there is no choice. Because once you finish high school, when you're 18, you just go to the army, boys and girls. So nobody asks you if you want to, you don't want to, you just go. So there is no question of interest, because before going to university or to college or to medical school or whatever, you just have to go to the army. Girls are going for 2 years, boys are going to 3 years. So it's something obligatory. And nobody asked me if I want to go or not, I just had to.
As we all know, you have a great level of success with 3 degrees and a good indulgence in politics. That is why you stand out to be as a great role model for youths like us. So what are the tips and suggestions you would like to share with the youths for their enhancement?
you have to have some aim or some purpose, what you want to do. Once you have what you want to do with your life and you're trying to do your best, that's the best message I can give. And the best message that I can say again what I said at the very beginning. I am the great believer in education. I think that education is a very important tool in order to run your life as you want to run your life, and not that your life will run you.
Facing the greatest environment threat of the century, why is combating climate change is becoming a burning issue on the agendas of government and business around the world?
It's a very important question because we are facing now the threat and the dangers of the environmental influence, as you just mentioned, on the climate, on the ecology, on life of everyone of the global world, every person in the global world. Today, because of the development of the technology, more cars, more industry, more people in the world, and the fact that people are not doing the best in order to keep the environment, we need the intervention of the government, and not only the government of each country, but we need the intervention of committee of the whole government or agreement of all the government in the world in order to keep our world clean. Now, because of technology, there is warming. People say that there is warming the temperature of the world. The warming of the temperature of the world influence on the ice in the South and North Pole. This also influences the whole world, and that's the reason why all the governments of the world should unite and work together in order to prevent the threat, as you just mentioned, and it's very important and very big threat on all of us.
In the field of women's health, usually maternal services are considered as the main point of concentration. So what are your opinions related to establishment of women hospitals that take care of other women health-related issues besides maternity?
You know, it depends, because today in many places there is a women hospital that treats not only maternity. They have women hospital that treats everything concerning women's health. And today, when we talk about women's health, we don't talk about gynecology only, about maternity or women's disease. We talk about looking at a woman, or look at a woman on her heart condition, psychiatric condition, gynecology problems, special diseases related to women. And today, the issue of women's health consider all the things that are related to women and specific to women. And more places have now a special outpatient clinics or department that's called women's health to take care exactly what you just mentioned now, not only maternity, because maternity is only part of women's health, very important part, very important part of the life of women. But when you talk about women's health, you look about comprehensive approach, about everything that's considered to be in women's health, not as you just said.
Nepal is just getting a one-way relationship where it is getting more support from other countries. How can we, the youths, initiate to make it a two-way relationship?
You are a young generation. This is your time. You should work high-tech. I'm not going to give any advice, but for you as a young generation, believe in your power. Believe in your country, believe in your power to change things. This is what you, as a young generation, you are the one to make the change also in Nepal. Don't say we are far away, we are a poor country, we don't have mines, we don't have oil. No, you have your young generation, you are going to do the change. That's no other way. Don't rely on any other country. You are the only people that can do the change.
You've been working for many years in the parliament lobbies. As we know, Nepal is going through a transitional period. Would you please suggest some ways to improve the youth's movement in politics?
The young generation like you, that, as you just mentioned, that you are the young leaders of Nepal, should be involved. I don't know if politics is the right way, but should be involved in the life of the country. Now, the question is what young can do in politics, in the parliament. I don't see it can be done a lot, but I do believe that if young generation of the young kids are involved in the social life of the country, that's the first step to be involved in politics.
What message do you have for young leaders like me?
First, believe in your power and decide, I'm going to devote my life not only to myself, but to the society. If I want to live in Nepal, I want my kids to grow in Nepal, I want them to be successful, I want to be successful. Believe in what you're doing and try to do not only for yourself, but also for the society. So that's one message. Do only not for yourself, but do for my country, your country, for Nepal, for Israel, whoever lives, wherever he lives. That's one thing which is important for young leaders. Believe in your power. Go, study, learn, be professional. Take the best that you can do. Don't say it's hard, I don't have money, I have to go to work, I cannot support myself, my parents can't support me, because 20 years from now, nobody will hear these excuses. Now do everything that you can do in order to do this progress. It will be good for yourself or good for your country. Be involved. Be involved. Don't sit and criticize, sitting in a sofa and criticize out. Be involved in what's being done. Say that Nepal is important to me. I want to live in Nepal. My grandparents used to live there. I want my kids to be raised here. Nepal is important to me. Do the best for your country.
With this, we come to the end of today's show. For feedback and comments, contact us at mnpgtv@gmail.com, GPO 8975, EPC 5478, Kathmandu, Nepal.